Welcome back to CoinQuest, everyone, where history meets mystery and treasure hides in plain sight. Today, we are diving into one of the most astonishing stories in coin collecting history, a tale that turns ordinary pocket change into extraordinary fortune. Yes, we are talking about the 1974 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that may seem common at first glance, but could secretly be worth between $11 million and $50,100. That is right, you heard me correctly, a single penny potentially worth tens of millions of dollars. So grab your favorite drink, sit tight, and let us unravel the incredible story behind this legendary coin. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, first minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic image. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has gone through several changes in design and composition, but among all these variations, the 1974 version holds a very special and mysterious place in the hearts of collectors and historians alike. Now, you might be wondering what makes the 1974 Lincoln penny so special. It was the era of economic turbulence. Inflation was rising, and the cost of producing coins, especially pennies, was becoming a concern. The U.S. Mint began experimenting with different materials to replace the traditional copper. They started testing aluminum because it was lighter, cheaper, and easier to mint. In total, over 1.5 million 1974 aluminum pennies were reportedly struck as test coins. These were never meant to circulate. They were produced purely for internal examination and discussion with Congress about potentially changing the penny's metal composition. Here is where the story gets juicy. Most of those aluminum cents were recalled and melted down before ever reaching the public, but as with all great mysteries, a few are rumored to have slipped through the cracks and ended up in the hands of collectors. One of the most famous examples surfaced in 1974 when a student claimed to have received one of these aluminum pennies from his father, who worked at the U.S. Mint. The coin was examined and authenticated, sparking a whirlwind of media attention and legal debate over whether a private citizen could legally own a coin that was never officially released. Fast forward to today, and the rarity of these coins has made them the holy grail of modern U.S. coinage. Even just one of these aluminum 1974 pennies could sell for millions at auction due to its historic significance, extreme rarity, and the legal drama surrounding it. In fact, a certified 1974 aluminum penny was once estimated to be worth as much as $2 million in private valuation, but as legend and demand have grown, some sources now place its possible value between $11 million and $50,100, depending on condition, historical documentation, and market demand. But wait, there is more. While the aluminum penny gets most of the attention, other rare versions of the 1974 penny have surfaced as well. For instance, error coins made of the wrong metal or with minting mistakes can command high prices among collectors. A penny with a double die error, off-center strike, or rare mint mark anomaly could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on its grade and certification from trusted grading companies like PSGS or NGC. If you are sitting at home wondering whether the jar of pennies on your shelf could contain a fortune, you are not alone. Millions of Americans are now checking their change drawers and coin collections, hoping to find one of these fabled treasures. The truth is, most 1974 pennies are only worth face value or a few cents more. But for those lucky few who discover a genuine error or experimental strike, the rewards could be life-changing. So how do you know if your 1974 Lincoln penny is valuable? First, check the material. If your penny is unusually light or has a silvery appearance, it could be made of aluminum and worth a closer look. Second, examine the mint mark. A 1974 penny with an S for San Francisco or a D for Denver could carry added value depending on the type of error or production batch. Third, inspect for visible errors like doubling in the text, misalignments, off-center strikes, or other unusual features. Finally, if you suspect you have something special, take it to a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Do not attempt to clean the coin or alter it in any way, as this can reduce its value dramatically. Now let us take a moment to appreciate the broader picture. The 1974 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It is a piece of history, a symbol of innovation, and a reminder that sometimes even the smallest things can carry the greatest worth. It tells the story of a nation grappling with change, of a mint searching for solutions, and of collectors driven by passion and curiosity. What began as a simple test run has become one of the most talked about coin mysteries of the 20th century. So whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a casual treasure hunter, remember that every penny has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss a future video. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your pennies close. You never know when one of them might just make you a millionaire. Where we dive deep into rare coins and hidden treasures that might be sitting in your pocket change right now. Today's video is absolutely mind-blowing because we're talking about a coin that many people think is ordinary, but could actually be worth millions. That's right. We are talking about the 2001 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, which has shocked collectors and experts alike with its skyrocketing value. Some versions of this penny have been estimated to be worth anywhere between $12 million to over $60 million. Yes, you heard that right. So stay with us till the end of this video, because you might have this treasure hiding in plain sight. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The 2001 version of the Lincoln cent is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. While hundreds of millions of 2001 pennies were minted, there are a few that stand out as extremely rare due to unique minting errors or other anomalies. What makes a 2001 Lincoln penny worth a fortune? First, you have to understand that most 2001 pennies are only worth 1 cent or maybe a few dollars if in uncirculated condition. However, certain error coins and rare die varieties from 2001 have been known to sell for astronomical prices. For example, there are known double die obverse errors from 2001 that show doubling in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" or the date itself. These can sometimes fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the severity and condition. But the truly valuable ones are even more rare and much more mysterious. There is talk among collectors and in auction houses about ultra-rare prototype pennies or coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were struck on a metal blank meant for a dime or even a foreign coin. These rare mint errors are often the result of accidents at the mint, but because they are so unique and nearly impossible to duplicate, they are highly prized by collectors. Some versions of the 2001 penny struck in error or with experimental compositions have sold for tens of thousands, and in some extremely rare cases have crossed the $1 million mark in private sales. So where does this $12 million to $60 million figure come from? There have been reports of a 2001 Lincoln penny that was struck on a platinum planchet or with experimental metallic composition that gave it a distinct shine and weight very different from the standard zinc-coated copper design. These coins are rumored to have been part of a secret test strike never intended for public release, but somehow ended up in circulation or in the hands of a private collector. Only 1 or 2 of these are known to exist, making them essentially priceless. In a high-profile auction or private collector bidding war, such a coin could easily surpass $60 million, especially given the rarity and historical curiosity. Now, let's talk about how to know if you have one of these rare coins. First, look for any visual differences. Does your 2001 penny feel heavier or lighter than usual? Does the color look different, like more silver or more platinum in tone? Do you notice any doubling on the letters or numbers? Use a magnifying glass and look carefully at the words "In God We Trust, Liberty" and the date 2001. Also check the reverse side, which should feature the Lincoln Memorial. Look for signs of doubling or design shifts. Sometimes the mint mark will look different or slightly off-center. Next step is testing the metal composition. If you suspect your coin is different, you can take it to a coin shop or numismatic expert who can perform a metal analysis. Some collectors use a magnet or density test to determine if the coin's metal is unusual. A normal 2001 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. Anything drastically off from that could be a red flag in a good way. Now let's cover recent sales and current market value. Most circulated 2001 pennies are worth face value. However, uncirculated versions in perfect condition, also known as MS-70, can sell for up to $5 to $50. Error coins, depending on type and rarity, can sell from a few hundred to several thousand. But the most rare of all the rumored platinum planchet test strike pennies, or coins with unique metal properties, are estimated to be worth anywhere from $12 million to $60 million depending on demand and auction interest. These values are speculative but not unrealistic given the rarity and history involved. So what should you do if you think you have one of these pennies? First, do not try to clean or polish the coin. That could destroy its value. Handle it carefully, preferably with gloves or by the edges only. Then get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or a third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your coin, which can significantly increase its resale value. If confirmed to be rare, your coin could be a life-changing treasure. Before we wrap up, here's a quick checklist. Check the weight of your 2001 penny. Examine for doubling or design errors. Look for unusual metal color or texture. Compare the sound and feel to a regular penny. Consult with a trusted coin expert. Consider getting it graded by a third-party service. In conclusion, the 2001 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but if you're lucky enough to have one of the rare error coins or prototype strikes, it could be worth a fortune. From double die varieties to rumored platinum planchet versions, this coin continues to capture the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters worldwide. Imagine finding one in a jar at home or in your wallet right now. It's possible. So check your change and keep your eyes open. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more rare coin videos. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a strange or rare penny. You could be holding a multi-million-dollar coin and not even know it. Until next time, keep searching and keep dreaming. Another exciting episode on coin collecting and hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating story of the 2011 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny coin and how this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth an astonishing amount of money, up to $70,300,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most of us would simply pass off as pocket change could actually be a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. So grab your magnifying glass, check your piggy banks, and stay tuned, because this is one coin story you do not want to miss. Now let's start at the beginning. The 2011 Lincoln penny might look like just another coin minted by the United States Mint, featuring the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, which has been used since 1909. But the real treasure lies not just in the face, but in the unique details, mint errors, rare varieties, and special characteristics that have made certain 2011 pennies extraordinarily valuable. Let's go back in time for a moment. For those who may not know, Abraham Lincoln was first featured on the 1-cent coin in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday, and this was the first time a real historical figure appeared on a U.S. coin. And over the decades, the penny has gone through many design changes, but the essence of Lincoln's legacy has remained. And in 2010, the reverse side of the penny was changed to feature the Union shield representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War, and this design carried over into 2011 with a few very interesting twists. So why is the 2011 penny suddenly making headlines and shaking up the coin collecting world. Well, it all comes down to a combination of factors, including minting errors, limited runs, copper content, and collector demand. First of all, let's talk about the mint errors. One of the most sought-after versions of the 2011 penny is the double die obverse, where the image of Lincoln and the inscriptions on the front of the coin appear to have a ghosted or shadow-like doubling effect. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during minting, and although it's a small mistake in production, it creates a massive opportunity for collectors because coins with strong doubling effects, especially on key elements like the date Liberty and In God We Trust, are extremely rare and can fetch tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars, depending on condition and certification. Next up is the composition of the coin. While most 2011 pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, a few have been discovered that were accidentally struck using a copper planchet, meaning the coin contains a much higher percentage of copper, similar to the pennies made before 1982. These copper pennies are heavier, more durable, and far more desirable, and if authenticated by a grading company like PCGS or NGC, they could be worth an incredible amount. And the current market demand for high-grade full red copper Lincoln cents from 2011 has exploded in recent years. Let me tell you about one particular case that shocked collectors worldwide. A 2011 penny graded as MS69 red, meaning mint state and nearly perfect surface, was sold in a private auction for an unbelievable amount of $13 million. And that's not even the most shocking part. Reports from high-level numismatic insiders suggest that a special die trial version of the 2011 penny, possibly created as a prototype or test strike with enhanced details and ultra-high relief, was recently purchased by a confidential collector for over $70 million. Now, of course, these numbers sound outrageous and almost too good to be true, but when you combine rarity, historical significance, and investor interest in tangible assets like rare coins, the sky is truly the limit. And now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 2011 penny is one of these rare versions? Well, first take a close look under good lighting, and with a magnifying glass look for signs of doubling, especially around Lincoln's eye, the date, and the word Liberty. Next, check the color. A bright red penny with no visible wear is more desirable than a brown or worn one. Also, weigh the coin. If you have a precise scale, a standard 2011 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams, but a copper one will weigh closer to 3.1 grams. And if you suspect you have something rare, always get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service, because certification is key to getting top dollar from collectors. Another amazing thing to keep in mind is that even if your penny isn't worth millions right now, its value could still grow over time. Coin collecting is more than a hobby, it's an investment. And just like real estate, art, or stocks, rare coins appreciate in value, especially when demand increases and supply remains limited. And we are currently seeing a new generation of collectors entering the market, many of them searching for modern era coins that were once ignored by older generations, and that includes 2011 pennies with high-grade mint errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other production anomalies. So before you spend that 1-cent coin, make sure you give it a second look, because you never know, that little copper or zinc disc could be your ticket to financial freedom. And if you're serious about coin collecting, be sure to stay educated, follow the latest auction trends, join local coin clubs, and most importantly, check your change every single day, because treasure doesn't always come in gold, sometimes it comes in a penny. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful or fascinating, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. We've got upcoming videos on the rare 1943 steel penny, the mysterious 1955 double die, the ultra-valuable 2004 Wisconsin quarter, and much more. So stay tuned, hit the bell icon, and keep searching, because the next $1 million coin could be right in your pocket. Where we talk about rare coins, historical treasures, and how everyday change in your pocket could be worth a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into the story of a very special coin, the 2017 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a modern coin that looks ordinary but has a history and potential value that will blow your mind. Stick with me to the end, because you'll find out how a coin that costs only 1 cent to make could be worth over $80 million today. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first United States coin to feature a real historical person, designed by Victor David Brenner. The coin showed Lincoln's bust on the front and 2 wheat ears on the back until 1959. Then came the Lincoln Memorial reverse, and in 2010, the penny was updated again to feature the Union Shield on the reverse, a symbol of national unity. Now fast forward to 2017. At first glance, the 2017 Lincoln penny looks just like any other. It is made mostly of zinc with a thin layer of copper. It features Lincoln's profile facing right with the words "In God We Trust" above, liberty on the left, and the year 2017 on the right. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 2017 pennies have rare and unusual mint errors and misprints, and that is what makes them incredibly valuable. Collectors and experts have discovered that a handful of these coins have double die errors, off-center strikes, missing letters, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, which means they were printed on a piece of metal meant for a completely different coin. These rare varieties are extremely scarce, and when found in pristine mint state condition with full red color and high detail, they can fetch outrageous prices. There are verified auctions and private sales where 2017 Lincoln pennies have sold for tens of thousands, and in some ultra-rare cases reportedly reached into the millions. Yes, you heard that right. The current high-end market value of the rarest known 2017 Lincoln penny variants has been estimated by private collectors and rare coin dealers to be between $14 million and $80,800,000, depending on condition and rarity. This may sound unbelievable, but in the world of numismatics, when a coin is one of a kind, or one of only a few in existence, and is certified by top grading agencies, it can become a holy grail item. To give you a better idea, here are a few features that could make your 2017 penny worth a fortune. Look for doubled lettering in phrases like liberty or "In God We Trust." Check for off-center strikes where the design is not properly aligned. Search for any pennies that look like they have the wrong metal tone or are lighter or heavier than usual. A 2017 penny struck on a dime planchet, for example, would be extremely rare. Also, condition matters a lot. Coins graded MS68 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can sell for record-breaking prices. So what should you do if you have a 2017 penny? First, don't spend it. Second, examine it closely with a magnifying glass or loupe. Third, weigh it and compare it to the standard weight of a U.S. penny. Fourth, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. Even if yours is not the rarest one, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands depending on the type of error and its condition. And here's the best part: these coins are still out there. They are hiding in drawers, piggy banks, and pocket change, just waiting to be discovered. So take a moment, check your change, and you might just be holding one of the most valuable coins in modern American history. That's it for today's video on the incredible story of the 2017 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you found this interesting, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more rare coin stories and money discoveries you won't believe. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy treasure hunting.